I'd like to call this meeting to order. I guess at 2:05. Here for the request for proposal for a financial manager for our TIF section. And so I guess everyone had a chance to review the proposed RFP. Does anyone have any questions or comments or concerns?
I had a quick question under the required qualifications and certifications. Item number 2 says for professional team that the individual firm should have qualified professionals with appropriate certifications and qualifications to perform the tasks. I was just curious if that, if that's accountants or if there was any thought about what competencies might be more helpful or conducive to doing this work.
So I think mainly we're looking for accountants. They don't necessarily have to be CPAs, but have some accounting experience and also maybe some audit experience as well.
Got it. Okay. And then on item number 5 in that same section, the data security and confidentiality piece, I'm new. This is my first RFP selection committee. I didn't know if there was a standard data security confidentiality standard that we look for, if there's anything in particular that we tend to require entities doing business like this with the city to be able to demonstrate, if they have certain policies or certain credentials, anything along those lines. I know everyone's very concerned with data security and confidentiality these days.
And so as far as I know, I can get some more information from IT, but I think one of the biggest things is that they don't store our data or anything offshore, that it's all stored here in the US. I know that's one requirement, but as far as the rest of the requirements, I definitely can check with IT to see what they will recommend.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah, and it's not anything that I think needs to be more explicitly stated, but it would be very good to know, what that best practice does look like.
All right. No, I agree.
I have a question, Kelly. So is this like a reissue of RFP, or is there a current financial monitor, or is this an internal process currently?
Currently, it's just an internal process. This would be the first time that I'm aware that we would be doing this.
Is there a specific reason that this is being outsourced now from the comptroller's office?
So my understanding is that we've had with one TIF in particular, at Union Station, we kind of had some disagreements with the developer about the numbers. And so it was recommended from the city council's office to have someone come in through this RFP just to check our work and make sure that it is correct, and that just a third party verification in a sense.
Okay. And will they be checking all of the TIFs or future TIFs, or just certain ones?
As of right now, I believe all TIFs that we have outstanding.
All of them? Okay.
Yes.
Do they have a set time frame to produce that?
No. The sooner the better. I think once we have someone, maybe within 6 months or so, that we can get them at least a report on the major ones that we're having questions on.
Okay, so if there are any questions of outstanding balances or funds, does the comptroller's office have any idea where those funds will be coming from? Will they be from general revenue?
To pay for the consultant?
No, I'm sorry. If there's any outstanding, if there's any discrepancies with that the financial monitor would find in any of the TIF contracts.
Oh, if there are any discrepancies, and let's say we are probably underpaying a TIF or something like that, at this point, I do not know where we would make the difference up or anything like that.
Okay. Thank you. I think those are all the questions that I have.
Okay. So one thing with the timeline. So I want to issue the RP tomorrow, and which would be 7/7. And with a quick, I guess, tight deadline for responses, it was recommended if we could, and I'm not 100% sure, have it out for 2 weeks. And then from there, after we get them in, to meet again and discuss the responses that came in rather. And so I would like to have it to close it on the 28th of this month with questions by the 21st. If anyone has any questions, to have them submitted by the 21st, and we would respond to them by the 18th.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Lost myself right there. Have questions in by the 14th, and we would respond by the 18th.
And then the due date would still be the 28th with that
Yes.
timeline? Okay.
Mhm.
And then if we stuck to that, then when would we ideally make the selection? Likely sometime in August?
Yeah, so if they come in on the 28th, then I would get all the responses out to you as soon, probably by that Monday, which would be the 31st. And then based on availability, if we can meet, a couple of days after that, so you'll have time to review and we can discuss. So I guess for the next meeting, we can kind of keep it open just based on people's availabilities, try to meet as soon as we can after giving you enough time to review.
If there, again, this is my first go at this, so this is probably a rookie question, but what happens if we don't get any applications? Has that happened before? How do we typically address a situation like that?
So if we don't get any responses, one thing we could do is vote to extend the deadline, see if we can get some responses with a longer deadline. Then if after that we don't get any, I guess we could just find some alternative, just, I guess, stop this process and try to figure out something else.
Okay.
Kelly, one question. How will the proposal be initiated? What media will we be utilizing to get the promotion?
So for distribution, a proposed distribution be on the city's website, of course. And we have a list. We did an RP a couple months ago where we have a list of financial advisors, and I would want to distribute it to that list to see if we have someone interested based on that list.
Okay. City website.
I don't have any issues personally with the proposed timeline, and just to make sure wrote things down, but just make sure I'm tracking everything. Released tomorrow, deadline for our pre-application questions of July 14th, deadline for city response getting back of July 18th. Due date of applications is 5 p.m. on July 28th. You will share forward on applications to us, and we'll try to convene as expeditiously as we can after those are forwarded to us. And then is there a required award notification period after we receive applications? Are we governed by any city ordinances or procurement guidance?
No, so if we find a suitable respondent, we could, basically the recommendation from the selection committee would be to enter into contract negotiations with that chosen respondent. And then from there, someone would start negotiating a contract so we could ultimately hire them at that point.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
And one thing I did not do previously is can we all go around and I guess introduce ourselves and what office we're representing? And I'll start. Kelly Anderson, Comptroller's Office.
I'm Nika Hayden with President Green's office.
I'm Casey Milberg. I'm with Mayor Tashara Jones's office.
Larry Rhodes, Finance and Development, also within the Comptroller's Office.
Thank you all.
You're welcome.
And so can I have call for a motion to approve the RFP with the proposed deadlines as well as with the proposed distribution methods?
So moved.
Aye.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, any other questions or anything?
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for bringing this and all the information you provided. You made this very easy to understand, and I very much appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. Thank you all for participating, also finding time to join the meeting today. I'll get all these things out as well as give you an update as soon as I have one, and we'll just go from there.
Understood. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you all.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Hey.